So, welcome to VFX Tutors. I'm Josh, and I'm going to be continuing with UVing our flamethrower. So, we didn't do too many last time, but I'm just going to try and keep these at 30 minutes. No one wants this. No one's going to watch a tutorial about UVing for hours. So same again. If you're just joining this, pretty much with everything, I'll just delete the UV straight away and go UV and camera based, just so it gives us a complete clean base to work off of. So we kind of know how we want to. Looks like someone's missed a bevel there. Does it matter? I'm sure it'll be fine. You can fix it if you want. I think it'll be alright. That's probably when it'll come bite me in the butt. So pretty much the same as the previous one. Select all these edges. Probably should fix it, but sometimes it's just, well, probably should fix it basically, but I think we'll be alright. Cool, so just go cut. And we definitely missed an edge. Oh yeah, those inner edges was. Yep. Those are pretty important to make it not do crazy stuff. What is going on here? Let's fix that though. That's weird. Maybe, who knows? The thing is that we, fix it. We've got something weird there as well. Before I delete that, I will just... I'm not sure what's happened there, but if it's there, it's probably there on the other side. Yeah, there it is. Do you know what? I'd like to say it's probably weird stuff happening, but it's probably just I've just done something wrong or over-clicked on something, so... It doesn't do this stuff by itself. Now let's get back to cutting those edges. We've left an edge here. just going to throw everything out the way. I've seemed to have made some extra little bits, which will sew back on. Only because I don't really just want these little tiny bits. If they don't need to be like that, there's no point. Right. Set the text density, and you see what I mean, how annoying it is when it kind of spreads apart. So I'll just move one close, then I won't deselect the group, just so I know that they're all selected and I've not left one stray somewhere. It's not the best, but I think for what we need, it should be absolutely fine. Apparently that's orientated, but so they're all done. So now let's move on to the main body. And you can see it's kind of quite messy, so let's just go straight on to delete the UVs. And UV camera based. Okay, so this will probably be actually quite simple to UV. We just need to find our most favorable edge to cut. I think what I will do as well, just so I'm not adding any extra stretching, I'm going to cut out all that sort of inside. Let's not for now. Let's just actually see what it does. I think that's absolutely fine, to be honest. So let's set that. And obviously now, when we're thinking about it, our text density is actually a little bit larger than we want. We can break it down into multiple UDIMs. I'm not. I'm just going to keep. This is probably a good base for the size, I think. And I'm just going to get that. all these other bits that we've done. And if I set that now, we've got the same texture density. What I'll do, I'll start actually organizing some of this so it's a little bit easier to sort, because I'm kind of spreading it out to so it's not in the way. And obviously, if you want to go into more detail on this, you can split the UVs and make them a little bit. I'm just kind of placing them into this. The UVs won't stay in this sort of area. It's just more of a working area for me, because I don't want to just keep stacking UVs on top of UVs, because it gets quite annoying sometimes when you're already UVing stuff and there's already bits on top. So I kind of call this my UV waiting room for it to be placed in a more correct position. And it gives me time to figure out a decent texel density for all of it. So, I've done that bit. But what we'll do, instead of I'll just add it into a layer. And I'll just call it UV. Then kind of know what bits I've done. Cool. So we've got this like sort of fuel pipey thing. Same as before. A lot of this is going to be the same sort of thing over and over until we come to like something that's very, very specific. So a lot of time I tend to adopt let's do it as we go along. So I guess this is one of the things that you may want to, because this is probably alright as it is, but if we wanted to add lines, like, you can still do it that way. There's nothing really stopping you doing that way, but sometimes you can get away with, because we're quite round, I don't think we're going to get away with. In fact, let's orientate this first. So we're level. We can scale it down to its flat. Edit. Pin selection. UV shell. Unwrap. Then what we want to do, we want to edit unpin, optimize, and yeah, it can get quite annoying doing it this way, but what we're doing is I'm actually creating this bit which we want, which is round. We want it kind of flat if we can. The reason why I optimize it in between is to kind of hope that it's not reverting too much back to its original position, which it's not. Ooh. Should we unpin and optimize? I'm actually going to select that one down there, scale it because we're actually quite close now. Edit, pin. So now if we look at the UVs, it actually wraps around correctly. If we wanted to add some edges, some anisotropic sort of bits, set that. Because all my directional stuff's going from left to right. That's just kind of how I like to do it. You don't have to. Entirely your choice. I'm going to cut that there. Probably can say you're not really going to see any seams because texturing stuff is pretty good these days. I'm kind of going to do the same. Might not need to. It's kind of unwrapped itself quite nicely already. And this stuff's kind of already you're not really going to see much of the warm stuff, so most of this is just all the same now. Kind of doing the same thing throughout. Just making sure our UVs are nice and clean. Probably is one of those things. Should I do it properly? Should I not? You probably should. Not that we're ever going to see in here. So kind of why I'm not that bothered about straightening that one out either. Right, you kind of want to spend time on the UVs, which are going to be your most valuable parts. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how much time you spend on things. I don't think I'll set those. Now I'm just going to tuck these into spaces, which kind of like, yeah, it's alright sort of spaces. Sorry, I've still got a very croaky throat. But what can you do? And unwrap that. And that's set. And it's actually come out quite straight already. So I'm just trying to think of the best way to pack these. There is no good way to pack these, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. So now you can see everything's kind of looking really nice. And as I'm kind of working, probably can. Now you don't have to put it in any particular. You just kind of want to make it work nicely. So what are we on now? 21 minutes. And like I said, we're going to do the same again. It's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much the same all through. To the UVs, camera based. Where's it gone? Whoopsie, there's a. See, I've made some mistakes there by not beveling those edges. I don't think it will cause too much of a problem for what it is. Well, that's definitely not correct. Oh yeah, it's got a hole in it as well. We need to. So this is probably something that needs to be straightened out. Edit pin section. Cool. Now our UVs are nice and straight. Let's do the same thing for this as well. You kind of always want to make sure you've orientated it fairly closely already. You can turn that off as well because it gets annoying. Optimize. If you just click optimize too much, it does start to relax back into position, which you don't really want. Now, there is the straighten UV tool. Not a fan of it, really. Basically because sometimes it just does not do what you want it to do. thought it was a bit of a weird bit, but it does do that. Cool, so we're actually getting through these quite quick. We've done like maybe a third, basically. 25 minutes. So what do I just add those to that? Yeah, it's like a lot of it's very simple once you've got the sort of idea down of how it sort of works. I think some of the... Ooh, what have we got going on here? Some of this is obviously very hidden, so... If we do that, we need to make sure we delete the history of it. So we do have some inside bits because this was part of there. Maybe we can get this all in one go. I think this was the bit that was kind of doing some really weird stuff. But what bits aren't doing weird stuff? Might actually want to... Seems like an edge that I haven't actually... What I will do is... not a fan of how that edge is like that. If I go to transform component, see how transform component's kind of doing on everything exactly how I want it to do, which is why I love it so much. That's kind of something that's a bit better. Let's delete the history of that. And cut. They're still attached somewhere. Did I forget something? Probably, yeah. You can definitely see some bits where maybe I was not. Definitely some bits where maybe I should have gone back and maybe had another look, but we've gone so far now. Why? There's going to be a little tiny edge still connecting it somewhere. Oh, that was silly. Forgot about the holes. There we go. So that's looking really nice. And always check. It's always good to check it's definitely not doing anything strange with the UV. But it all looks great. So let's go back to select all these bits and sort of organize it. Cool. So I'm going to pull this down to here. Also, you've got different that's leather. Sometimes you might want to separate the different textures into different nudums. We've got one different texture basically. Well, two. We've got plastic and leather really for these grips, but I think that should be alright. And we're just going to continue. And yeah, so hopefully you've got to that sort of point. Very much all is going to be the same throughout. It's just apart from the points where we are actually going to duplicate some bits, but I think most of these bits are actually quite simple, so maybe it's not too much of a problem to have to do mostly for that. But we will carry this on in the next one, and yeah, we could do it all in one go, but generally no one's going to watch what we're like done 3 and we're only here, and I am trying to go as fast as possible. But anyway, if you like this, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It really does help. Say I like pickles in the comments, because it always looks really weird when people say really random stuff. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. It really does help and it makes me smile. And 2024, and you should always be making people smile. Don't know how that makes sense, but I'm going to stop going on, and thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.